Danny's gentle, introverted nature made him ill-suited for the tough world of entertainment. More than his personality, though, his childhood and personal experiences left him deeply sensitive and in need of love. His close friend, Kenny B, called him the industry's protected species, while cantopop legend Anita Mui affectionately saw him as a younger brother, saying, "I need to protect him." Though Danny was immensely talented, his life was marked by rare joy and frequent hardship. Danny was born into a middle-class family in Hong Kong on September 7, 1958. His father owned a watch shop, and his mother was a traditional housewife. On the surface, his childhood seemed like it would be a happy one, but the family dynamic was unusual. Danny's father had two wives, his first wife, who was legally recognized, and his second wife, Danny's mother, who was considered a mistress under Hong Kong law. Though Danny technically had 3 older brothers, 1 older sister and a younger brother, they were all half-siblings from his father's first marriage. Danny's mother only had him, so he grew up mostly alone, living separately with her and rarely seeing his siblings. Despite the loneliness, Danny's mother, Mrs. Chan, was loving and deeply protective of him, her only child. She made sure he received a top education, sending him to prestigious schools. After high school, Danny was offered the chance to study in Nevada, USA. However, he struggled to adapt to life overseas and returned to Hong Kong after just 6 months. Once back, he enrolled in a prestigious international school but soon left, as it was clear music was his true passion. In the mid-1970s, with the rise of the electric keyboard, Danny taught himself to play and began composing his own music. His first piece was a song he wrote as a birthday gift for a high school friend. Although the sheet music was eventually lost, marking the song's absence from his official music catalog, his journey as a musician had already started. Danny's journey in music began officially in 1977, when he won first place in a songwriting contest and took home the top prize in a Hong Kong electronic keyboard competition. His career took off, and by 1979 he released his debut album, Tears Cried for You, which made him an overnight sensation. Young people all over Hong Kong adored him, and by 21, Danny was already a household name. But despite his fame, he remained down-to-earth and revealed that music was his outlet. "Whenever I feel unhappy, I lock myself in a room, take my emotions, and express them through creating a song." Danny's career was on a smooth path from the start. He became famous quickly in the late 70s, achieving both popularity and financial success early in life. However, the one thing he never truly came to terms with was the constant pressure from the media and the public. In the mid-1980s, as his friend and fellow artist Leslie Cheung began to rise in popularity, the media started comparing the two constantly. This comparison bothered Danny. In an interview, he told the author Huang Li-ling, "I hate it when people ask me, Leslie Cheung is so popular now, how do you feel about that? What do they expect me to feel? Am I supposed to be jealous? Am I supposed to think about how to surpass him? We were once managed by the same person, and I saw firsthand how he overcame struggles to achieve his success. I can only be happy for him." The media often belittled and demeaned Danny Chan, highlighting a double standard in how he was treated compared to his peers. In the music industry, other stars earned respectful nicknames. Anita Mui became Big Sister Mui, Leslie Cheung was affectionately called Gor Gor or Big Brother, and Alan Tam, a bit older, was known as Headmaster Tam. But despite Danny being the only songwriter among the 3 kings and a queen of cantopop, he was never given a special nickname, a subtle way the industry and media overlooked his unique talents. The media's treatment of him was brutal, and the public's speculation about his personal life took a toll on his confidence. In September 1985, Danny was hospitalized for a few days, which triggered a wave of cruel rumors. Some suggested he had contracted AIDS, playing off past speculations about his sexual orientation. Others even claimed he had died. As the rumors spread and became more damaging, Danny eventually appeared in public to set the record straight. But by then, the damage had already been done. In the book, the author Huang Li-ling recounts a conversation with Danny during this time. He explained his feelings, saying, "I am very upset, those rumors truly crossed the line. I don't understand why those people had to say those types of things." After a brief silence, Danny added, "It's really difficult being an artist." Huang asked him what had really happened, and Danny shared the truth. "My biggest issue is that I don't have a place to live. A few months ago, a geomancer told me that my house in Happy Valley had bad feng shui, so I planned to move out. But the better houses were too expensive, so I decided to temporarily move back to my father's house. Unfortunately, my ears are way too sensitive. If there's even a little bit of noise, I can't sleep. Not getting enough rest for a period of time makes me moody and puts me in bad spirits. Reflecting on that period, Danny shared, "What's unusual about a person going to get a physical examination? My heart was beating faster than usual, but otherwise I was fine. I'm just someone whose mood gets tense and nervous very easily. It's a personal issue that doesn't involve anyone else, so there's no need to drag innocent people into it." The innocent person Danny referred to was Leslie Chung. Leslie had made playful comments about Danny during a concert, but the media twisted them, creating a false impression of tension between the two. In reality, Danny and Leslie were close friends, and he was frustrated by how the media distorted things. His godmother, Mrs. So, spoke up for him, saying, "Danny has a serious case of insomnia, just the slightest noise like someone walking in slippers will wake him up." His mother, Mrs. Chan, added, "A musician's ears are very sensitive. We're all trying to help him find a better place to live. He really makes me worry." In 1988, when he met his friend Huang Li-ling again, she could tell he was still hurting. Danny admitted, "Unfortunately, I'm a bit foolish and weak. The more people said, the more I withdrew and eventually shut myself off from everyone. It was the worst torture I've ever endured." He confessed that he felt completely alone. Katie Chan wasn't his manager yet, and he felt like he had no one to help or talk to, so he became silent. Despite it all, Danny found a silver lining. "The person who started those rumors seemed to want to chop down the flower and make me disappear from the industry. But I suppose I should thank that person. At least it made me somewhat stronger, even though I'm still not as strong as I need to be." It took him 2 years to regain his confidence, a painful journey but one that helped him grow. Leaving the industry was something he always considered, weighed down by the constant pressures he faced. Just 3 years into his career in the early 80s, Danny considered leaving the industry. But despite the challenges, he stayed. However, after a particularly tough year in 1991, Danny made the decision to retire for good in 1992. He started his farewell tour with 3 concerts in Shanghai in March of that year. During his final show, as he sang his iconic song "What Do I Seek in Life?", the audience stood and clapped to the rhythm. It was an emotional and unforgettable moment for Danny, one he would always remember, "A moment I will never forget for my entire life," he said. His last public performance came a month later, in April 1992, at a special event in Shanghai promoting environmental awareness. This was the final time Danny would appear on stage. On the evening of May 18, 1992, Danny was found unconscious at home and taken to hospital. It was rumored he had taken a lethal cocktail of alcohol and sleeping pills. The singer suffered brain damage and fell into a coma. His mother never left his side, sitting by his bed every day, hoping for a miracle. She would often say, "The reborn Danny will not be the same as before. He will leave all the gossip and unhappiness behind him and live as an ordinary person." I used to tell him to ignore what others said, but he couldn't find the strength to do so. He sank deeper into it. For 17 long months, Mrs. Chan stayed with Danny, whispering words of encouragement in his ear, but sadly, he never woke up. He passed away on October 25, 1993, at just 35 years old. His mother's heartbreak and the pain of those who loved him reflect the immense loss of a bright, sensitive soul who, despite his fame, was too often weighed down by the pressures of the world around him. After Danny passed away, one of his half-brothers summed up his struggles in life. "Danny was a man of great sensitivity, always striving for perfection. Even the smallest flaw would weigh heavily on him, and he would brood over it. He spent his life chasing what he wanted, fame and fortune, which he achieved at a young age. But once he had everything, he didn't know what else to pursue. He didn't need anything more, yet he was always afraid that one day he would fall from grace. This worry became a heavy burden on his heart." Danny's love life was another source of ongoing disappointment, one he could never quite escape. Reflecting on it, he admitted with regret, "I've always wanted to truly love someone, but after searching for half my life I've never found that person. Romance always seemed out of reach. In high school, his crushes were unrequited, and even as a star, he struggled to find love, fueling media speculation about his love life, which would weigh on him. In 1982, Danny starred alongside actress Mary Jean Reimer in the movie Encore, a rare venture into acting for him. To promote the film, Danny and Mary Jean appeared together frequently, holding hands and sparking rumors. Danny clarified, "I like her and we get along really well, especially physically. We're very compatible, like Yamaguchi Momo and Miura Tomokazu. But we're not dating. Her personality is a bit shy and she's used to being pampered, while I'm a bit of a chauvinist." After Danny fell into a coma in 1992, Mary Jean tearfully visited him in the hospital and later described their relationship as a youthful infatuation. She said, "The most affectionate we ever were was just holding hands and kissing on the cheek. Our relationship was pure and innocent. I don't think I'll ever have a friendship like that again in my life." Another significant relationship was with Pansy Ho, daughter of Macau casino tycoon Stanley Ho, whom Danny met while filming the 1981 drama Breakthrough. The two were often spotted together, sparking rumors. "We're soulmates," Danny explained, dismissing the gossip. Likewise, Pansy called him her best friend, even comparing their bond to that of a brother and sister. But her father disapproved, reportedly calling Danny just a street performer. In 1991, Pansy had a grand wedding, which Danny attended as a friend, though the media painted him as heartbroken. Years later, Pansy broke with tradition to serve as a pallbearer at Danny's funeral, visibly weeping for her dear friend, showing the depth of their connection despite the challenges they faced. Danny was a true legend, leaving an unforgettable mark on the lives of his friends, family, and countless fans. He'll be deeply missed by all who knew and admired him. Rest in peace, Danny.